Hey, welcome. It's another edition of Coffee with the Goose. Yes, I'm the Goose, and I'm so glad you joined me for another show. Although it's been a little while since we've talked boxing, nothing's really been happening in boxing for a while, so give me a break, all right? But we got a great Filipino fighter about to get back into the ring this weekend, and we'll cover that for you here in just a moment. First, though, got to start the way we usually do with my coffee. Is that backwards? I'm not sure. Okay, something like that. My coffee, very strong, as you know, just like my opinion. Got some creamer in there to make it sweet, just like me. All right, here we go. Mark Magsayo, Magnifico, the great young Filipino fighter, is about to do battle this weekend for a world championship, and he's got his hands full with this one. Gary Russell Jr. is the reigning WBC featherweight champion of the world, and he's going to provide quite a test for Mr. Magsayo. Let's do the tail of the tape, as they say, shall we? Gary Russell Jr., you may not have heard of him, but he's a great fighter. He's 33, check that, 31-1 with 18 KOs. Gary Russell is a left-hander, so that right there, you know, you boxing fans, that's going to create a problem or a big challenge for Mark Magsayo. But Russell he's a tough guy. He's from Washington, D.C. I used to live in that area, so automatically I like Russell. He's 32 years old, and he's won 7 in a row, and he's a great champion. He is to be respected. He's coming off some tough physical challenges, or mental, I should say. He lost his little brother recently, so he's, for those of you who have lost loved ones, you don't just get over that the next day. It takes a long time, and you never really recover. They're always in your mind, in your heart, in your prayers. So, our heart goes out to Gary Russell Jr. as he continues to mourn the loss of his little brother. But he's back in the ring this weekend, and again, he's going to provide a very, very tough challenge for Mark Magsayo. Now, remember the last time Magsayo fought? By the way, he's an orthodox fighter. That means right-handed. He's from Bohol in the Philippines. Been there. Great place to vacation. The chocolate hills and other things to visit. Magsayo's undefeated, 23-0, 16 KOs. He's the WBO International Featherweight titleist. His last fight was last summer on the Manny Pacquiao undercard. He was one of 3 Filipinos fighting that night, and the only one to win. But it was a great piece of entertainment. He was fighting Julio Ceja, and he was a great opponent. And Magsayo knocked him down. I think it was the second round, and everyone thought, well, Magsayo's just going to, punish this guy. Well, no, Ceja recovered, and the punishment went the other way. He was beating Magsayo to a pulp for the next 8 rounds or 7 rounds. And, for those of us who are Filipino boxing fans and wanted to see Magsayo win, it was painful to watch. He was taking shot after shot, most of them body shots, and he went down. And I was surprised that, he survived, to be perfectly honest with you. But come the 10th round, Magsayo was embarrassed, not just by being beaten up in the ring, but I believe he threw a wild punch which eluded his opponent, and I think he stumbled and went down, tripped, and he was embarrassed. And you don't embarrass a fighter, and that's what Magsayo is. And his inner animal took over and knocked Julio out viciously. Matter of fact, Julio was already unconscious as he was going down, and Magsayo delivered the real KO, and he was out for like 10 or 15 minutes. And even like 20 minutes later, as he was walking towards the locker room, his corner people were helping him walk. I mean, he was hurt badly. Magsayo he's a vicious puncher. There's no doubt about it. Even though he's only 26 and has only had 23 professional fights, he has a rich boxing history, as many of these guys do. He started fighting when he was 8 years old. He is a 4-time amateur champion, so he's been around a while. He's very proven, and he's to be reckoned with as well. So it's going to be a great fight. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not sure this is going to go the distance, but I'm not going to, sit here and make a prediction right now. We'll dissect the fight in the coming days. The fight is only a few days away. It's going to be Saturday night, the 22nd, at Atlantic City, New Jersey, where many great championship fights have been held over the years. It'll be provided by Showtime, and there are 2 other fights on the card. It's not a pay-per-view, not really, I don't think, but it's going to be a great bit of entertainment nonetheless. Again, Mark Magsayo, Magnifico from Bohol in the Philippines, is going to be firing away, hoping for the WBC Featherweight Championship of the World as he takes on, settle down there, Cooper. I already gave you a bone there, buddy. Going to be fighting Gary Russell Jr. And again, he's a left-hander. He's a champion. He's a left-hander. He's proven he is to be respected. So Magsayo's going to have his hands full. The Washington, D.C. native is 31-1 with 18 KOs, and it's going to be a great fight. And I'm going to watch it, and I look forward to getting your comments and hearing what you guys have to say. It's going to be fight night this Saturday on Showtime from Atlantic City, and we'll talk about this here over the next few days. Give me your comments. That's it for this edition of Coffee with the Goose. Again, glad to chat with you guys once more as we get into another great fight this Saturday. Mark Magsayo against Gary Russell Jr. That's it for this edition of Coffee with the Goose. Let me know what you guys have to think, and we'll see you again soon.